the great estate of Collinwood in 1970. Julia and Barnabas wait for the first signs of the catastrophe they know is to happen. But the three people who know that ghosts stalk the house are caught in the evil spirit's spell. The children do not tell from fear, but Quentin Collins does not, out of love. Love for a strange, sad governess from the past. This night, Gerard has planned a trap, and Quentin thinks Daphne will finally tell him why she came back to Collinwood at this time.
Daphne? Daphne. Daphne, please, I want to see you so much. I want to know. Please, Daphne, I've got to know. Daphne. Daphne, please.
Quentin? Quentin, what are you doing here?
Well, I might ask you the very same question.
I thought something was wrong the way you behaved downstairs.
Because I wouldn't have another brandy? That's not as wrong as it is unusual, eh? So you followed me here.
I was worried about you. I am worried about you here in this room.
And you expect an explanation, of course. All right, let's see. Now, the truth is rather boring. I should expect you to want a more lively story, one filled with intrigue and romance.
Oh, Quentin.
Despite your refusal to accept my story about being so tired, even though I was going straight to my bedroom, as I was, I happened to hear a noise. So I was going past the door to this wing.
What kind of noise?
Thought I heard somebody walking. Thought it might be David. I don't know why. Then I got in front of this door, and I thought I heard the noise again, so I came in here. But I didn't see anyone. Then I heard your voice. But there's nobody here, as you can see.
No one that we can see, perhaps, but don't you feel the evil in this room? His evil?
His evil?
I do. Whose room is this, Quentin?
I don't have any idea.
Was it his?
Was he a servant?
How do you know it's a servant's room?
Well, my ancestors didn't live quite this simply, Julia. Their rooms were a little bit more luxurious. I think we should go.
No. No, we should wait here. If you heard a noise...
I'm not so sure that I heard one now. You and Barnabas have made us all so jittery, everyone keeps hearing things. We keep looking for some sign of a catastrophe that you keep saying supposed to happen.
Quentin.
But I'm sorry. But you and Barnabas have created such a tension. When any one of us respond to it, we immediately become suspect.
That's not true.
Oh, come off it, Julia. 1 minute ago, you were quite willing to accuse me of consorting with spirits.
I'm sorry, Quentin. You're right, of course, but you don't know how insidious Gerard is.
Gerard, that's just a name to me.
Oh, but it will be more, much more.
Julia, tell me, this Gerard, is he supposed to be in love with the other ghost? The one I'm supposed to be so enthralled with?
Gerard is capable of love, as we understand it.
But there was a connection between them, wasn't there? Some link?
Why, Quentin?
For the future, Julia, so I'll know.
be like one of those silly women that read their horoscope every morning. I never thought it would happen to me, but then a lot of things have happened that I hadn't expected. An enemy becomes a friend.
I wondered about that.
I have enemies, I'm sure, but whether I want one of them as a friend is something else again.
Well, it might be important.
Or it could turn out to be like a loved one meeting a stranger.
Hello?
Mr. Shaw, this is Mrs. Stoddard.
Oh, good morning, Mrs. Stoddard.
There is something in my chart for today that puzzles me.
No?
I wondered if you could come over this afternoon and clarify it for me.
This afternoon, I'm afraid I'm all booked up today, Mrs. Stoddard.
Really, Mr. Shaw? When you drew this up, you said you'd be glad to advise me about anything that puzzled me.
Or perhaps I can make some time this evening. Around 8?
Well, if that's the earliest you can make it, I guess it will have to do.
Until then, Mrs. Stoddard.
Yes. Goodbye. Really, I can't believe that his waiting room is jammed with people until 8 tonight.
Neither can I. What do you suppose he does with his time?
I don't want to go to that house. Tonight or ever. Why do I have to see Colin Wood again? Why do I come here again? Did last night teach me that it's not safe? If Julia's followed me now, what will I say? I don't care. I must see her. Was this here before? Oh, why don't I remember? Is Julia right? Are Daphne and Gerard...
Daphne? Daphne, please. Daphne, I must see you. Please, I shan't ask you to explain anything. You don't have to. Please, just let me see you.
Oh, she won't come. He won't let her come to me. We have so little time. They're going to find out. I know it.
Daphne, can you hear me? We have so little time left.
You have 15 minutes. It'll take you that long to drive to Collinwood.
No, psychics don't drive. They transport themselves on magic carpets. Didn't you know that?
There are many things I don't know about you.
Of course, you want me to go.
You may not.
I may not. I may obey my instincts and stay here with you and not answer the telephone.
That would be very foolish.
Every single thing we've done here has been foolish.
You thought it wise at the time.
I don't know why. I've always told the truth. There's been a fetish with me.
I know that.
Why did I deliberately lie to her and spin out that fiction she calls a horoscope?
You thought it best to tell her what she wanted to hear.
You weren't with me yesterday. That witch of a doctor throwing those clippings at me, accusing me of helping to destroy them. That boy, so frightened.
Don't be so hard on yourself, darling. You can't stop what's going to happen here.
I can warn them.
You said they've already been warned by that Barnabas.
Mrs. Stoddard, but listen to me.
That's what you wanted, isn't it?
Yes. That's what I wanted.
We needn't give up your plan. Really. I'll go with you tonight.
To watch me?
Help you if I can. Won't it be better if I come?
It's always easier when you're around. You know that.
You seem depressed tonight, Quentin.
Without reason.
There's always a reason.
Oh, my, how analytical we have all become, probing each other's moods. But I think I'll probe the meaning of some book in my room.
I'll get it, Quentin. Oh, Mr. Shaw, Mrs. Stoddard's expecting you. You must be Roxanne Drew.
Yes, I am.
Barnabas told me how much you look like the Roxanne we knew. I'm Julia Hoffman.
This is Mrs. Stoddard, Roxanne. This is my assistant, Miss Drew.
Good evening, Miss Drew. Did you have anything to do with my horoscope?
Oh, no, Mrs. Stoddard.
Well, then, if you don't mind, Mr. Shaw, I'd like to see you alone.
Would you like to go into the study and wait?
No. No, he won't be long, I know.
It's incredible.
My resemblance to the Roxanne you knew. Mr. Collins, such a charming man. I'm afraid he had me quite confused with that Roxanne.
Yes.
You want to know the name of the enemy, Mrs. Stoddard? I'm afraid astrology and charting the stars cannot be that accurate.
There must be some way of finding out. Please help me if you can.
Well, there may be a way. I have been known to have a kind of second sight.
I'd be very grateful.
Now, please, don't interrupt me, no matter what I say.
Do you think something's gone wrong?
No. No, of course not. He just gives too much of himself sometimes.
I see a room. It is unused. Not a living human being has used this room in over a century.
What has the room got to do with the enemy?
The room has pale green walls. I see a bed and a table and a figurine on the table. It is a woman with a long dress bending over a child. Yes, a teacher. Don't go into that room! Don't ever go into that room!
Why?
I can't tell you any more, Mrs. Stoddard.
But you told me nothing about the enemy, nothing.
Mrs. Stoddard, but I have to tell you that the enemy may not be of the living.
I couldn't get him to tell me anymore. He said he didn't know.
Well, he surely must have explained why he said the enemy could be a ghost.
No, he simply said that that's all he knew.
That was the room we were in.
Julia.
What were you doing there?
Well, Quentin thought he heard something. We should go there now.
Where is it?
It's in the West Wing, near where Barnabas and I were found. Come.
No!
Quentin.
Now, for once, will the two of you be sensible?
I think we are being sensible.
He told you you were not to enter that room.
I've been in it, and so have you.
Well, perhaps we were mistaken. Perhaps we're bringing all of this down upon ourselves.
All is what?
Julia and Barnabas are so anxious to have this disaster happen.
Quentin.
That's not fair.
I know it's not fair, and I'm very sorry. But it is a possibility that if we go somewhere where we shouldn't be, then we may cause something to happen.
This is my house, and I feel I can enter any room I want to.
We've all got to admit that this is a very dangerous time for everyone at Collinwood. Now, by bungling things, it could be much worse. Julia, you said yourself that you believe Sebastian Shaw to be a true psychic.
Yes.
Well, then accept that. And don't make Elizabeth go somewhere where he told her not to go. It doesn't make sense.
You're right, Quentin. But you and I can go.
Use your head. If there is a spirit in that room, it will not show itself as long as you and I are there.
But if I am, you think it will.
Elizabeth, you've got to promise us not to go into that room.
I don't like...
Of course you don't. But you've got to believe in Sebastian Shaw. You remember that.
Going to my room, I find this all very upsetting.
Now, Elizabeth, you will not go into that room.
Julia, you sound like me when I'm talking to David. I don't want anything more to happen in this house.
Quentin, you must deal with Sebastian Shaw. I cannot. You must find out everything he knows.
Lilacs? Why do I smell lilacs? Oh, it's so cold.
I shouldn't have told her about that room. I know that. I'm finished with her. I'm never going to go back there again. And if she ever calls, I'm not available. You understand? What's wrong?
You wanted it so much. It seemed like the perfect answer. You could have endowed a foundation for you. You could have devoted your life to a serious study of the occult, instead of being some freak who can tell the future. Oh, Collinwood seemed so perfect.
It isn't. It isn't. There's a disaster that's going to happen there. And I knew about it. I saw it in the stars. I could have told her.
Oh, you saw the future for us, too. Please. Oh, please don't make any decision tonight.
All I can see are those people there. They don't know.
Is there someone here? I know there's someone here.
Elizabeth, I knew you'd come here.
Oh, you frighten me.
Collinses are a foolhardy breed. Come, Elizabeth.
Quentin? There's a presence in this room.
Stop it.
No, there is. I smell lilacs. And then I felt a chill. There's someone watching us now.
It's your imagination.
No, it isn't. Julia and Barnabas were right. Something terrible is going to happen here.
But your horoscope...
Is wrong, I know that now, and I know what I must do. Where is Julia?
I left her in the drawing room. I told you we had very little time.
Julia! Julia! We must get the children out of this house tonight.